This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime. In association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this really special session where we are going to look at how mobile is taking India global. But we also, I think, with the two gentlemen I have with me, I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't also get you to lay out the landscape for where this is going to move. Because I think we are starting to see a very tectonic process continuing with mobile in the country. Where that's going to take us in the next 4 or 5 months, I'm also going to get you both to do a certain amount of crystal ball gazing. Obviously, both the panelists I have here, both my guests out here, really need very little introduction. If anybody in this hall doesn't know who they are, you should really be worrying. So Sachin Bansal, of course, founder, CEO of Flipkart, and Naveen Tewari, founder and CEO of Inmobi. Great to have both of you with us. Sachin, why don't I start with you first? And before we look ahead, if you can just spend a couple of minutes in the rearview mirror. Did you ever think that mobile is going to get this big, including for you? Because how big was mobile for a company like Flipkart even a year, 2 years ago? And now what is it?
So yeah, firstly I would like to add that I think this, firstly I want to talk a little bit about GMIC here. I think this is a great platform. Platforms like this are really necessary for India. These are the kind of platforms which will help create the next generation of e-commerce or mobile commerce or mobile companies in India. I think what GMIC has done in China is truly remarkable, and something like that, if it happens in India, really will be helpful. So firstly, and then to coming to your question on the kind of transformation we are seeing, this is truly something that I think most of us, now looking in hindsight, had been talking about it since the last 3 or 4 years, that yes, mobile is coming, or smartphone is going to become a really big force one day, but nobody really saw it coming as fast as it did. Just to give you a sense of that, 12 months ago, our mobile transactions at Flipkart were about 5% or some single-digit number. Today, at a group level, we do about half of our transactions through mobile. And not just that, we believe that in the next 12 months, not just that from a percentage point of view, mobile will become truly big, but the desktop side of things will actually decline in absolute. That's what we believe. That in absolute terms of transactions, traffic, and visitors, the desktop side is going to start to decline, and mobile is going to become basically almost everything in the next 12 months.
And that will happen in the next wave of computing gets out to people. A lot of people say that perhaps the first and maybe the only computer a lot of people out there in the hinterland are going to have will be their mobile phone.
Not just in hinterland, right? Even in big cities. I'll share an example. My driver actually completed 3 years, and I asked him what is the gift that he needs, and he asked for a smartphone. This is becoming almost like necessity, right, for everybody today. And this is the kind of these are kind of changes that you see. I think even today recently we did a survey among college students in cities, and also one survey that we did in a tier 2 city of the country. More than half the people have never used an internet connection on desktop or laptop. So that's the kind of change that we're seeing, and we believe that number is going to grow. Our estimate of the next 5 years is that almost 1 billion smartphones will get sold in India in the next 5 years, and as compared to, if you compare that with laptops or desktops, it will be some 40 to 50 million total desktops or laptops that will get sold in the next 5 years. So the numbers are way different, and I think it's going to be only mobile.
I mean, you know what strikes me when you look at the rearview mirror is that no matter how aggressive or bullish your projections are for the future on mobile and the role that mobile is going to play, somehow reality always seems to beat that. I mean, I'm seeing some of the people who started NDTV.com also sitting out here in the audience, and way back in history, ancient history, dinosaur age, 2000. Well, 2000 I'm actually talking about, so that is the dinosaur age. When we used to talk about saying content on mobile phones, and people had to type in NDTV on their mobile keyboard, at that time people said you were crazy to think that anybody would ever want content on a mobile phone. Obviously that's 14 years ago. But even today, what would be the lessons you take for the last few years which will perhaps signal where we're going to go now?
I think there are, you used the word the computation cycle, right? The computation cycle has shortened. And, a lot of people in my firm, in the company use this term to say 1 year of mobile is equal to 4 to 5 years in a normal era. And that's actually true. I think some of the biggest learnings for us, we have always been a mobile-first company. And we have, especially not now, but when we started off in 2007, 2008, we always struggled with with this mobile-first approach, especially in India, because it was not necessarily something that was well understood. The computation of the device and the capability of the device was not well understood. And as Sachin was saying, within a year, if 5% to 50% change can happen, that's the speed of the computation cycle. Now that's just on commerce, and you can basically look through any other vertical. The same is happening. I'm sure on NDTV, your traffic surge between desktop and mobile is just disproportionate in favor of mobile. Given we work together, I know some of those numbers. But whether you look at how people are consuming education, how people are consuming music and entertainment, all of those are just, the computation cycles are much, much faster, which means people have to change what they're doing very, very quickly and adopt to the new mediums. What you may be doing with an NDTV app today, or what he may be doing with the Flipkart app today, I can bet you 2 years down the line it will not be valid. Something will change. I don't know what that change will be, but the usage profile, the usage patterns are so drastically different that they will have to change. When we look at advertising, we do advertising, and we look at it today, we think of it as saying, hey, we have not yet disrupted it. And mobile as a medium gives you so many things to do with it, that unless until we are actually becoming a mobile-first advertising platform, it's not true advertising. And what that is, hopefully we'll come out with it in some point of time, but it's not truly mobile-first, because the usage and the way people are using the device is just totally different.
So with full disclosure, like for example, we've just announced this morning, the first sort of native ads in a content stream. That's the sort of mobile-first attitude that people will have.
That's just like the beginning of it, right? For example, we fundamentally believe, and I've said this on many times on stage, we hate banner ads. We have never liked them, but they've created a huge business for us. But what is it that we need to do in order to take it to the level where all of you out here and billions of people that we reach out every day with our ads actually love ads? Native advertising is just one dimension of that. On how we will merge advertising along with your content just like the way it is, and make it look good, make it look meaningful. And that's just the beginning of it. And I just think, we may be on step 1 of the step 100, but that's pretty much what's going to happen in the mobile application space in general, because things are just changing too fast. I think the ability for us to effectively look at the global world and global scale is absolutely there. Every entrepreneur that at least I made, I'm sure Sachin can add to that, they're all thinking of India and then global platforms, and it's absolutely okay.
But Sachin, you have to wonder why there are certain platforms and certain applications, if you like, that you would think naturally should have arisen in India first, or which are certainly required out here, but other countries are taking the lead. Just take what you were saying, payments, for example, mobile payments, which is not here with us, but if you take a look at Kenya, look at the way Kenya has already reached in things like mobile payments. We're not there, and it's not looking as if we're going to be there for another year, 2 years. So the need for someone to come in and crack it so we can have our own solutions. We're all waiting for Apple Pay to come, but shouldn't necessarily be necessary.
No, absolutely. I think these products definitely should be built out of India, and I think that it's a factor of the enabling environment being there, availability of funds, and good founders or good quality founders willing to, or good quality people willing to let go of their jobs and start companies. I think it's a combination of all three which is coming together now, and I believe that in the next 2 years we will be talking very differently. I think there will be not, we'll be addressing a room of 10 times the size of this, and lot more companies, mobile internet companies coming from India. I'm pretty sure about it. So I don't actually have any doubt. I think the environment has just come together, and we have just hit the J curve when it comes to mobile internet innovation in India.
Also potentially then an issue of quality that starts to come up if there are lots and lots of e-commerce sites that suddenly come up, and some of them with slightly dodgy credentials. The credit card fraud will start taking off. Apps that are not always functioning well. Sometimes with lots and lots of clutter, you could have people withdrawing a little bit and saying our experience hasn't been great.
Actually, in the mobile world, I believe that it works the other way. More the competition, more the clutter leads to actually a lot of innovation, and quality goes up because there are 10 different people trying 10 different ideas at a time, and people learn from each other. People see what other person is doing and improve upon it. So we believe that actually it's actually a good thing. More the competition in this space will actually lead to better innovation. More world-class products will come out because of that, and that's one of the reasons why China's mobile internet is where it is today, or US or Silicon Valley's innovations are so deep and so actually big, is because of the fact that there is a lot of competition over there, and there are a lot of founders who are willing to, or who are constantly looking to do better than the other guy, and I think that leads to a lot of innovation.